Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first ever episode of In Hand Reviews. My name is DJ Ethan Stone. I am the owner of In Hand Reviews, which is really kind of a collective of a bunch of awesome creators. And if you're interested in being a creator for In Hand Reviews, feel free to visit our website over here on the right and drop us a line. We are basically a company that makes reviews of products that are unbiased. We just want to show you the truth about our experience with the products that we are either unboxing or just, something we've been using for a while and showing you so that you can make an informed decision when you're making a purchase on Amazon or wherever you shop. Because I'm not gonna lie, I love stuff, and one thing I don't love about stuff is when the stuff is terrible. You want good stuff. So we're here to help you make sure that the stuff you end up having at your doorstep is good stuff and not bad stuff. So what I have for you today is I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first episode. I've recorded a couple of these takes and so far they've all been terrible. So I decided to just hit the record button one more time and see if this is going to be the charm. So we'll see if this makes it to the internet. I didn't want my first episode to be my worst effort. But I really have no idea what I'm doing. So what I have done is watched a bunch of videos on podcasting, and I've watched a bunch of videos on what gear to buy for podcasting. So you know what? Let's start with that. Let's start with the gear. Let me show you what I have today. So this, I just took out of the box I got to switch this. So this is cool. I'm learning how to use this software called OBS, and check this out over the right. Watch the right. Bam! Look at that. So I have, first, let me show the cameras. Look at these. They're little friends. Say hi, Logitech. Hi, Logitech. They're two identical Logitech web cameras, and they are 4K cameras that plug directly into the computer via the USB port, and it was just plug and play. I plugged these things in, and they worked. OBS recognized them. I also tried it on Zoom. Zoom recognized them right off the bat, so no troubleshooting there. That was awesome. I love when that happens, and I definitely want to include that in my product reviews, just to let people know, like, how difficult was it to use this piece of technology. So the other thing that I have plugged into the computer is, did I mention that I just bought this? I can't remember if I did or if that was the last take, but I just bought this. I just got it like yesterday, and I unboxed it today. This is the ThinkStation P3 by Lenovo. And I just saw that it was on sale, and it's a super powerful computer. So I bought it, and man, I love it. It's just, in an hour, it hasn't let me down. No, seriously, it's very quiet. Here, have a listen. See, super quiet. I can't hear a thing. Maybe because I have headphones on, but it's just whisper quiet, which is super important if you're doing something creative like a podcast. You just, you don't want to be hearing loud fans and stuff while you're working. I mean, at the same time, it's very powerful. So in this case, I plan to have many more cameras. In fact, up here, I have my DSLR camera, which when I get my act together and get the right cable, I thought I had it, but I don't. So I need to order that. But when I get the right cable, I'm going to plug that in as well. And that'll be like the main camera. And I'll probably eventually have more DSLR cameras once I become super successful as a podcaster on YouTube. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Give me time, people. So, what else? What else do we have? The RØDECaster Pro II. I recently did upload a video of myself and two of my musician friends, Lucille and Nate. We were jamming on this thing. And if you get a chance to check that out, I'll link it in the description. It was super fun. And we were able to use this to just try it out. Each of the people could hear themselves in their own independently adjustable headphone output back here. So this area is where you plug in up to 4 headphones, and then each person can adjust their own volume. So if it's too loud for you, you can bring it down without affecting other people. Then all these pads you heard, like I can do the sound effects. So that's cool. And then each of these channels adjusts volume for different microphones. So you can have, what is this, 6 channels, I think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So you can have 6 microphones simultaneously, all talking podcast style. And or if you wanted to record a band or whatever you wanted to do, you can record 6 things at the same time through this, and it records to a flash drive that you can put in the back. Where is that? Somewhere, I think it's somewhere back there is like a little flash drive port that you can actually, here it is right here. So you can record to that flash drive and simultaneously send it on over to your computer and record there. So that's cool, because then you have a backup and yada, yada, yada. But if you don't feel like, bringing a computer and you're just like in the field at like a concert or at somebody's house and you're recording them, and you just want audio or whatever, you don't have to bring extra stuff. You can just bring this and this will record everything, and then you have it. So I can't even remember whether it's this video or the other attempts I made at making this video that I mentioned this, but there are so many people recommending the RØDECaster Pro II, and I'm glad I bought it. It really is a solid piece of gear. The only negative I would say is not that much of a negative. There's a little bit of a hiss in the headphones if you're cranked up really loud, and you're kind of paranoid, like, oh no, does the recording sound like that? It does not. So the preamps for the headphones are not super high quality. They're good, but they're not super good. And so they start to distort a little bit or get a little bit of a hiss once it's like very loud. But then when you go back and you listen to the recording, which it's saving to the hard drive and it's also sending to your computer if you're doing that, the recording actually sounds crisp and great, doesn't have that hiss. So I can say that, there are options. If you wanted to clean up your headphone sound, you could run headphones through something else. But it's not a deal breaker. You just can let the people know, like, hey, if you hear a little bit of noise, don't worry about it. It's probably not going to be something they notice, but I'm an audio person, so I picked up on that, and I was so happy to hear how great the sound turned out afterwards. Again, link in the description so you can hear our little recording of that. It was just a little improv set, but it was super fun. So, and that honestly, that's what part of what excites me so much about all this stuff is I can use this. Yeah, I can use this professionally, but I can also just get my friends together and we can make stuff, because I'm a creative person. I just like to make stuff. And I have a lot of other friends like that too. And we can just come over here. We've always talked about doing something like a Wayne's World kind of thing. And, that's a tall order to do something that good, but just, we want to do something that's funny and musical and on camera and recorded audio. And now I have all the gear. So now I just have to convince my friends to come over and bake some cookies or something like that and be like, hey guys. So what else? I honestly can't remember what I've shown. So I'm just going to do a recap of everything and then we can call it a day, and I'll probably say a couple parting recommendations. So again, we have the ThinkStation P3. This is a great desktop computer. I know we talked about this already, but let me show you what's behind it so you can see all the different, here's the ports on the front. It's very solid. This is a metal case. It's got a cool carrying handle, which I like. Then you're not going to be able to hear me, so I'm just going to not talk while I show you the back. All right, so that is the Lenovo P3. What else? Then we have our RØDECaster, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of and totally recommend. Then we have our Shure SM7B microphone. What is going on here? There it is. How do I do this? There we go. Shure SM7B. I don't know if you can see the label there very clearly. These webcams are good, but they're not amazing. So I'm definitely realizing, like, my audio, I think at this point is as good as I need it to be. I think I do need to figure out video a little bit more. But I'll get there. Give me a chance. So I've got a Samsung 27-inch curved monitor, and I also just unboxed this today for the purposes of recording this, and I'm happy with it. It's just the right size, I think, for something like this. It's not one of the, I have a huge curved monitor in my bedroom, and I have another one of these that I use for DJing that's bigger. But I think for this is just the right size, 27 inches, and it looks great. It's doing the job perfectly. Everything that I've shown you so far was plug and play. I plugged it in and it worked. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. The one thing that I'm still trying to figure out is the Stream Deck. In theory, I'm a fan of this because what it's going to allow me to do is to, like, say I want to jump from one camera to another camera. I just like could hit this button and then like that camera comes up, or hit this button, that camera comes up, or hit this button and some cool intro graphic comes up. I haven't figured out how to make that work yet with OBS. It's supposed to be really simple, but it just, for me, it wasn't really working. So if anybody's an expert on that, feel free to comment below. But it's the only thing that I can't fully recommend yet. Maybe once I figure out how to use it, but until I figure out how to use it, it's the one thing I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to keep. Because there's another option, which is something I've been looking at. Blackmagic makes this thing that allows you to plug in the HDMI cables from all of your video devices, like DSLR cameras up there, and then you can switch it manually from there, and then take that video signal and then put that into your recording device or your computer or whatever. Whereas this is just saying like, hey, I'm just talking to the software in your computer. So this is a much more affordable option if it works. And I liked the idea because I'm like, well, this is my first ever podcast. I don't think I want to spend, $15,000 on cameras just off the bat. I think I'm going to start with just this stuff, which was already a lot, but I'm super glad I have it, and everything here can be used for other stuff. The webcams can be used for a Zoom call. This thing I can use to record my music, and this thing is like my new work computer for my whole life. So I don't regret anything here, and hopefully I won't regret this Steam Deck either. I think I should be able to turn my cell phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S22, into another webcam. And the camera on the Samsung phones is fabulous. I mean, I've always had iPhone users look at my pictures and be like, "Oh my gosh, like who makes that phone?" It's like, if iPhone people are jealous of your pictures, then your camera must be rock solid. So, I got a couple lights. Got lights for days. Got another light up there that I forgot to turn on. That's one I just picked up and did a review of yesterday, and it's awesome. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll link it in the description also. Guys, if you're still watching this, I just want to say thank you. You are what we call in the industry a super fan, and you may not actually be a fan of mine, but I hope you'll give me a chance to make some great content and turn you into a fan. And I am a fan of yours, anybody who's out there watching this, because this is me living the dream. I, on November 29th, turned 40 years old, and I actually wanted to record my first podcast on my birthday. Failed to do that. I didn't have the discipline to get everything plugged in that day, but I did tonight for whatever reason. And there's like this show, Think Media, that I watch sometimes, and the beginning of their show, it's got a little thing where it just says, "You got to just press record," and they're so right. That's such a great adage, because it's like, now is the time. I mean, and the cool thing about podcasting and YouTube and everything else is, I think what people are expecting is not necessarily a masterpiece, and they can always turn it off. Like, it's free content, It's like, it's not like I paid $15 to see you, talk for 10 minutes or a half hour or whatever. So I'm not going to be offended if it isn't the greatest thing ever. But if it is something that I like, I might just like and subscribe and follow you. And it's definitely, I'm loving the community of the podcasting thing. And I'm starting to comment on people's stuff, and especially with the DJ community. There's some DJ guys like Club Ready DJ School and Carlo Attendito. I love those guys, and I like to comment on their stuff, and they'll comment back. And I know that's something I'm looking forward to doing, is hopefully this podcast actually gets some wheels rolling, and people become interested enough to comment and leave feedback, and I can engage, and we can create a whole community and just grow this thing. But I think it's time for me to bring this first episode to a close. Before I do, I'd just like to plug one more time our website for in-hand reviews. That is inhandreviews.com. If you are a content creator, if you are a person who is responsible for, getting reviews made of a product. So if you have a product and you would like to have that reviewed, or finally, if you are a person who's just interested in seeing videos of cool stuff that you can buy on Amazon and elsewhere, and you want to, see what people's honest opinion of that stuff is, that's what In Hand Reviews is. I do have another channel that is DJ Ethan Stone. So I have two channels: In Hand Reviews, youtube.com/In Hand Reviews, and also /DJ Ethan Stone. And also my Facebook is /DJ Ethan Stone. My Facebook's interesting. I've been trying to figure out Facebook for a long time. And the one thing I kind of found is I'm a DJ. I love to bring music to the people, and I just love to bring joy to people's hearts. And I couldn't figure out how to do that on Facebook, because when you upload a DJ mix to Facebook, it's like, you don't have copyright. This is copyrighted music. You can't, they take it down. You can sometimes get away with live streaming, but it's not going to last. So I was like, what can I leave up there? And I found that memes are things that people really enjoy. So I curate a meme channel on Facebook, and it's kind of blown up. It's really fun. So if you like memes, if you want to like wake up every day and just like whenever you open your Facebook, see, one or two posts from me throughout the day that are funny memes, that's another way to connect with me. I definitely respond to anybody who hits me up on Facebook, and I will do the same here on YouTube. And just really excited to be doing this first episode. And for the one person out there who's still watching, I probably know who you are. It's probably me. So I should probably wrap it up. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for watching In Hand Reviews. Once again, my name is DJ Ethan Stone. I would love to find out what your name is. Please make a comment below so I can know that you watch this, and I can say thank you for supporting me in my dream, and let me know how to support your dream. Go ahead and post a link to your thing that you're doing that you would like somebody to give you a view. I will give you a view. You watched my thing, I will watch your thing, and I will comment on it too, and just be like, no matter how cool or not cool it is, I'm just gonna be like, as long as it's reasonably cool, I'm gonna be like, yay! So thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Let's see if this actually works. I'm going to hit the stop button. Let's see if it actually makes it on YouTube.